St. Paul has a rich history of breweries since the incorporation of the city in 1854. By the 1880s, it is estimated that there were 23 breweries in operation, employing hundreds of workers. Unfortunately, nearly all breweries have come and gone, now lost to the sands of time. Many of these breweries carved man-made caves into the soft sandstone along the river for the production of lager beer, taking advantage of the constant year-round 50-degree temperatures inside their caves. One such brewery, Melchoir Funk's Brewing Company, began its operations along South 7th Street near Randolph Avenue in 1865. Melchoir Funk also operated an adjacent saloon at what is now Palace Avenue between Duke and Colburn Streets. It hit its peak production near the turn of the century, producing around 5,000 barrels of beer a year, according to a local newspaper report. However, according to other researchers, the number may have been closer to 2,000. Still, a lot of beer for a small brewery. According to local historian Gary Brueggemann, the success of Funk's Brewery is somewhat remarkable, given that it operated in the shadow of the large Stallman-Schmidt Brewery, which was producing 40,000 barrels a year by 1880. Records indicate that it was taken over by his sons after his death in 1893, closed its doors shortly after the turn of the century, and eventually the cave was buried. For decades, many have tried to gain access to the cave used by the brewery, and attempts to gain access to it proved unsuccessful. Sometime recently, dedicated individuals relocated it and made entry.
Well, here we are today in Funk's Brewery Cave. That's just off of West 7th Street. And this is, of course, you can see this on the old insurance atlases. It's a place where they would store lager beer, chill it during the fermentation process. And these vaults are only accessible through the sanitary sewer system under the West 7th Street neighborhood. And I tried to find this cave. I was back in the year 2000, I believe, but I walked all over down here, but it finally, I guess some people were willing to put in the sweat equity of digging the openings. You can see very nice ornate stonework here. Of course, here's the Platteville limestone, these slabs here. There are various places in here where it looks like there's some sinkholes going to the surface where Platteville is kind of sunk down into the St. Peter sandstone. And then way down there, way at the end, there appears to be some kind of like utility room with an old rusted water meter. And I think this place was on artesian water, well water. You pump it up and it must have been at that point way back in the corner that they did that. There's an array of bottles that we've come across in here. But of course, we've had our experts look at them and they are all of modern vintage. So they're who knows, it could be the diggers or it could be like sewer workers years ago, whatever. I could see them coming in here and hanging out. We did find some older artifacts, some busted up Red Wing pottery shards, and the long bone of some mysterious animal. Who knows? Could be a raccoon. We see a lot of the little areas of fungus indicating that there's been scats all over in here. So I guess the raccoons are getting in here through some opening at some point here. Yet again, this is one of the forbidden spaces that you are not supposed to know about. Ramsey County History Magazine has actively censored. I was going to write about this cave in They think it's way too dangerous to do that, for people to know about it, and so they've tried to suppress my writings. But I will find a way to publish on that topic without their help. Apart from that, we are going to take, the long crawl up through the manhole to get to the surface again. So see you in the next video. Yeah, it's like looks like a Platteville slab here.
Yeah.
And like this is they're so close to the surface
Yeah.
that they kind of, they broke into a sinkhole, or a place where it's real, limestone where it's really thin. And, I had this stuff kind of like just come down.
So we do actually do like some stalactites going on.
Yeah,
Right.
those little soda straws.
Soda straws. Cool.
Well,
That'd be my guess is an artesian for the beer. Water profile is a big deal in the old water meter he's got his looking at there with water pipes.
yeah, looking for that old artesian well connection for the Funk Brewery here.
So we got an old Red Wing shard with the blue and the red.
Yeah.
Got an old scissors. Old bottle. It's Owen's Mark Corning. So it's 57.8. That's approximately when it was made. Oh, look at this. This is definitely older. Got a salt glaze beehive up here, shard.